Welcome back to High Vibe TV. I'm your host, David Palmer, Leo King, and thank you so much for being here every day on this Tuesday, March the 13th of 2018. And this is where we like to, address things in life, whether they're negative or challenges in life, and try and find positive outlets and try and find ways to get through them. Now, on today's Daily Thought, it's all about how life is precious. And it's so funny, right when we were doing this show, we actually were live, everything was going great, and we had some mic problems, and my neighbors next door are drilling, and it's just like, okay. And I think our reactions to life is a big deal. How we react to things, because life is fragile. It is not perfect. It is going to have weird things happen, and there is no such thing as, a perfect, tough life where everything's together and all the nuts and bolts work all the time, and it's just, it's a lot like a truck commercial, right? Which truck is tougher, and which truck is going to get you there no matter what and never fail on you? Guess what? Things are going to fail in life. Things are not going to work out. There's this illusion out there that life's just so perfect and everything's super tough and we can make it through. Life is beautiful, and only beautiful, I don't want to say only beautiful things are precious, but, beauty and being precious and fragile seem to go together very well. It's like a flower, right? I mean, there's some tough ones out there, like a rose that has to find a way to protect itself. But I think that in ourselves, we got to also find a way to protect ourselves. But at the same time, the whole thing with a rose, if you ever notice, people always cut those thorns off. It's like, do we want people cutting those protective parts of ourselves off? Do we want to be able in our life to, put up so many walls in our life, and especially when things happen to us, how do we react? Sometimes our protection is our reaction, our anger, our fear, our projection, our ways that we deal with situations when they don't go right can really bring a negative outlook and negative things to our world. So I think it's extremely important to find ways to react to your life in a way, not only in a calm way, but remember, life's precious, and there's always going to be a way that it's going to work out. Like we just had a problem with the mics, and I said, "Hey, cut it. We're going off." And like, long story short, we're right back. It's okay. And I was sitting there thinking, as I'm resetting the microphone, like, you know what? At the end of the day, the show's coming out. It's working. It's like, man, I think what's happened in our world today is we've allowed ourselves to become so entranced and engulfed in it has to be this way, And yesterday I talked about the world and how the world wants life to be a way, and we have to try and fit into this cookie cutter box. But when you go really deep into that, it does become this whole thing where it's like, oh man, you can't mess up. And sure, there's things in life where, it's not good to mess up maybe flying a plane with a bunch of people on it while you're landing. I don't know if too many people are going to be able to react too well to that one. So, that's why there's lots of training involved, and that's why there's lots of procedures to go through in life. But, when there's other aspects of our life that aren't as serious as people's lives on the line, which is about 90% of most people's lives and about your time and everything. Sure, when you're driving every day, you want to be on point. You don't want to be drinking. You don't want to be, not paying attention. You don't want to be, driving all crazy. But because life is precious. We are like fragile water beings that literally at any moment could be, taken off this planet in a second. I mean, it's a crazy world we live in. But how do you react to things? How do you pretend to be tough when really you are fragile? I think that, fragile is also a negative word too. But I also think that, fragile means handle with care. And when we choose to handle our life with care and realize that life is something that is so fragile, and it means take your life and handle it with care. Care about your life. When we start to throw care to the wind, like when you don't take care of yourself, you don't have a life pretty much left. Because then what does the universe do? When you start giving up on yourself, when you start going, yeah, let that person do that for me. I'll just let the universe do this for me. I'll let God do this for me in every way in my life. And you start losing your momentum. You start losing your hope. You start, in some ways, not reacting at all to life, which is kind of an oxymoron. As I said, when we react too much to life, it's almost like it could create negative and discord. But also, if you don't react at all, literally at all to life, then you're also in a place of nothing. So it's like, where is this place of how to handle your life with care, but at the same time, what do we do about making sure that we react to life in a way that's healthy for us and also keeps us here? Because I'm a big believer that, and this might sound a little bit out there and crazy, but this is one of my daily thoughts, that, God has an autopilot system in the way that the world works, like the way that manifesting works and the way that positivity works and negative and cycles and stuff, because it's a crazy world and there's a lot of algorithms to it and there's a lot of process to it. And so I think that there's a lot of autopilot things. Like, it's pretty simple with these autopilot things. It's like, react to life in a positive way and put out positive energy and it will come back to you, React in a negative way and really get sucked up into the negative and get caught up there, and it's going to get thrown right back at you. I mean, it's kind of like an easy way for the universe to kind of operate and work. But I think that reaction, and also at the same time forgetting that we are sensitive, fragile beings and not handling ourselves with care. Because what happens is, if we react in such an extreme way and we forget that we are a water being, 75% water, we got this soft skin and everything, and we're charging forward into reacting into situations so extremely, we forget, oh my gosh, man, are you okay? At any minute you could really pop things too much in your life and blow things out of proportion and put yourself in danger. And then there's that protective bit where we want to handle things with care, but when we overwrap things and we overprotect it, then it never can grow. It's almost like a child who gets overprotected. It's like they don't know what to do when they go to a downtown city and have to go order food at a restaurant. They don't even know what to do. They're afraid. They don't know how to deal. They don't know their street smarts. We're in a world where it's like finding that middle ground and that balance is extremely important. And I think that knowing to handle with care, knowing to have the right protections up in your life, but at the same time also reacting to life in a positive way, and also knowing when to react in a protective way is good, but also knowing where your limitations are with that, because at any moment, you got to remember that this life can just go in any direction at any moment, and it is super fragile. You just want to make sure that, even your own reactions what we think can save us can actually break us at the same time. We're so worried about the outside world and the things that happen to us to break us, to protect, when sometimes it's our own reactions to things that break ourselves. I guess that's the whole thing that I'm trying to make notice on today's daily thought, is that's how crazy life is. We are usually the ones that break or crack the vase of who we are, instead of the outside world and how we react to it. And this leaves for my story of the day. I really need to change the music on that story of the day. I don't know why I don't like it. I'm hearing it in the background. I'm like, I don't know if this really goes with my kind of stories. I'm going to think about changing that music. Anyway, long story short, literally, I was at a weird time in my life. Y'all know I battled a really heavy anxiety and panic disorder, so I thought, I'm going to move. That's the secret. That's what I need to do. Maybe because I'm living in Hollywood, I need to move. That'll protect me. That'll save me. So my reaction to life was an instant, I'm going to move. It just, one day I'm sitting on my couch, having a bad day with anxiety and panic attacks and everything, and I just, boom, I should go to a place that I really am happy at, even though I loved Hollywood. So long story short, I go, I'm going to move to Lake Havasu City where I'm really happy. So I just literally hop in my truck the next day, book a hotel, and just book it out, okay? Drive my truck out. And the whole time I'm on my way out there, I'm still going through anxiety, and I'm trying to put myself in the position, could I live out here? And I stop at some places. I actually filmed an astrology horoscope on the road, and then I get to Lake Havasu City, and I start looking at homes out there. So I'm looking at the homes, and I'm dealing with so much anxiety. It's so weird that I don't even have the courage to actually like set an appointment and meet the people. It's so weird. But I drive by the homes to see if I'd like it first, make phone calls and try and make deals with like just looking at the photos and not even looking at it. And then I start realizing in my life, like maybe I jumped in too fast to this. Maybe I reacted to my anxiety and my panic too much. Anyway, gosh, what am I doing, right? So long story short, I go, okay, now I got to head home. So now I'm heading home, and I'm on a road in the middle of nowhere, okay? It's called Desert Center, or it's called Rice Road, 177 in California. It's a very desolate road. It's just a 2-lane highway in the middle of the desert. Used to be where they did military drills for World War II soldiers before they sent them over to Germany and before they sent them over to Japan. It was actually the training grounds for a lot of Army and Marines. So it's out in the middle of nowhere. So I'm all the way out there, and I go, oh man, I gotta take a piss. So I go pull my truck off, go pee. Well, I'm not paying attention, and my car goes into quicksand, like really soft sand. And actually my truck, and I only had a 2-wheel drive truck at the time. And so long story short, my rear tires go all the way into the sand. And so I go, done with my pee, go in the truck, start the truck, I'm in the middle of nowhere. There's no cell phone service, and it's on a Tuesday. This is on a Tuesday, at 4 p.m. So I start freaking out. Oh my gosh, I can't get out. So I start trying to dig my way out, and I'm like, well, there'll be a car that'll come by. So I start, waiting keep looking both sides of the highway, start digging, trying to put rocks there, start to let the air out of the tires, or trying to get out of the truck. Can't get out of the truck. Well, now I put myself into anxiety-ville 20 million, okay? I start to react like crazy. Nobody's ever gonna come. And the sun's getting ready to set, right? And this is the springtime, so sun was setting about 7 p.m. So I had gone 2 hours now, trying everything, hands dirty, pushing my truck, everything you could think of to get out of this hole. Now my reactions are like super negative, to the point to where I'm like, there's nobody ever gonna come, I can't make phone calls, I start freaking out, and I'll be very blunt and honest with you, this is back before I got treatment and everything, so my general practitioner had prescribed me Xanax as like an emergency thing, so I'm like, I pop a Xanax trying to deal with it, and actually thank God I had that Xanax, because at the end of the day, and I'm not trying to promote, people using Xanax, but it was when I stopped reacting in such a negative way and I chilled out for a second and I said, okay, God, I know you're going to bring me somebody to fix this situation. I can't do it on my own. I've tried so hard. I've been reacting in my own way. I've been angry. I've been upset. I've been over pushing. You know what happened? Literally within 4 to 5 minutes of me saying that prayer and chilling out, and finally when the Xanax hit me and I just said, okay, I'm not going to deal with this right now. Guess what happened? A Chevy truck comes. I wave him down. He goes, oh, looks like you need help. I'm like, I have no winch on me. I don't have a strap or anything. He goes, oh, this is a brand new truck and I just bought a new strap with it. And I was super embarrassed because I was in my Ford truck and he was in a Chevy. So I was like, oh yeah, you want to help this Ford guy out? So he pulled me out. We helped each other out. And he goes, that's why I'd never buy a 2-wheel drive truck. And I go, you're right. I've always had 4-wheel drive. I just, anyway, I felt really embarrassed. But the whole point of this story was, at the end of the day, like, God came that fast. The universe came that fast when I reacted in a positive way. When I let go of all my anger and all my frustration and all my hate towards, I'm an idiot. And then I started calling myself an idiot and I'm stupid. And why would I pull off right here and go pee? Why couldn't I just pulled off on a better road, But it was the lesson for me. And it even went back farther to the beginning of that whole trip, which was reacting from, oh, this will fix my life real quick. I'm going to move. That's a major thing in somebody's life. I was going to move to another state within 1 day. I didn't even really think it all the way through. And that whole trip was also a sign for me not to move there. Sometimes the universe does things like that because it's a sign. Like, I was not supposed to go to Lake Havasu City and move there at that time in my life. Maybe one day, I don't know. But start to pay attention. Sometimes things happen to us that are not the best because they're a sign. And we don't know what that sign might be until it shows up. Now, my pump up for you today is pretty simple. Stop reacting to life as it's a negative and bad thing. Everything happens for a reason, and everything is a sign. Everything is a sign to the current existence of your life, what's going on, and we don't like to hear the signs sometimes. No, there's nothing wrong with my life, even though this horrible thing happened to me. Okay, well, what is the reason why it happened? I don't think that everything in the universe happens just as random. I really truly believe that everything in life has a reason behind it, that we're going to learn something great, that we're going to learn something positive, and the universe is trying to speak to us through the events that happen into our lives. And the negative ones are trying to bring a really positive solution, believe it or not. So today, react to things that are realizing this is a sign. Whatever it is, even the positive things are a sign. When positive things start to go, that's the trail towards where you should be moving in your life. When negative things starting to go, that's where it's almost kind of like a mirror where it goes, what's going on? Let's look, and maybe we should look in a different direction. And where's the direction that the positive doorway is leading from that negative? So at any moment in your life, use this energy to realize signs show the way. Positive ones are going to show the way, and negative ones are going to show you the way. The universe never shows us a sign without a direction to go. Never does. Now, if you didn't know, every day I do a horoscope on my app, futurelife.tv, or in the Future Life app. And actually, tonight at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, I am doing my Deep Astrology show on this network, The Leo King. Make sure you don't miss it, where I talk about astrology for the hour, go really deep into the charts. A lot of people love that show. So that's going to be tonight. And make sure that you check out the 7-day free trial on futurelife.tv. And we'll be back in the next minute or so. Hi, Grandma. How are you? Oh, I'm doing good. No, I'm eating really healthy right now in my life. Lots and lots of vegetables. Yeah, and potatoes too. You know, they're vegetables, aren't they? Yeah. No, I'm eating healthy. I feel really good. Yeah, I'm in shape too. Oh, my relationship, Grandma? Oh, it's going great. We're really connected right now. No, I mean, the love's there. She's no, lots of attention. We really have really interesting conversations too. No, yeah, don't worry about me, Grandma. It's going good. Oh, my dreams. You know, you don't have to worry about my dreams. They're always coming true. Yeah, financially, everything's going good. I've got everything I want, the job I want. Yeah, everything's going good there. Future Life? What's that, Grandma? I know, I'll follow your advice. What is it? It's a new app? I'll check it out. Future Life.
Future Life. Wake up to your future like you've never seen before.
Welcome back to High Vibe TV. I'm your host, David Palmer, the Leo King, and thanks so much for being here on our daily show. This is my challenge of the day for you section, and this challenge of the day is, today's show was all about life is precious. And I really want you today to appreciate the things around you that you feel are extremely precious to you. Because at any moment, things can happen, life can change, and it's important for you to appreciate those precious things, whether they're in yourself, whether they're around you, whether the people that you're in your life. Because life is way too precious. Life is short. Life can change at any moment. And when we appreciate things in our life, it brings positivity. But when we really appreciate those those deep things that are very unique to us, that bring us that extra bit of glow, that extra bit of softness, that extra bit of, wow, you know, it's amazing. It's a miracle that I have this in my life. And we appreciate those things, and they can even be memories. They can even be things in our life that make us feel good. The more we hold on to those things, the more that we honor those things in our life, the more happier we're going to be. And I think that's extremely important, because if we are able to do that, then when we're in situations where we're stuck on the side of the road from taking a pee and we can't get out of it, like if we remember we have so many precious and good things in our life, then maybe we'll react differently to things. Because if we start reacting to life in such a crazy way, it's like, oh my God, I'm gonna react all crazy, it might not be the best. And I think that it's important for us to appreciate what's precious because it's almost kind of like our tattoo, right? It's almost like, it's almost like a reminder. Like, look at all this. And there was something that I didn't bring up when I was talking about my story being stuck in the desert, was in that 5 minutes after I spoke to God, was when I finally stopped to look around and see the hills and see the mountains and see the sun setting and see the beauty that was around me. And it was in that moment that beautiful Chevrolet truck came and saved me. So it's in moments where we start to appreciate the beauty around us and start to appreciate the precious things around us that it's almost like the universe, there's huge windows or portals that open in such beautiful ways that bring us great things into our life. I'm not saying that those things can't open up for us when we're not appreciate them or we're not in a beautiful place, but I'll be real with you. When you start to be in a beautiful place and you start to open up to beautiful things and you see your surroundings and you appreciate the sunset and you appreciate things around you, it's like boom, God opens this huge portal and all these great things start coming out of it. So when we start looking at the negative and all the negative things and oh my gosh, this didn't work and I'm an idiot and da-da-da-da, guess what happens? Boom, it's like shit comes out of the crapper. Literally. It's like looking at that, imagine a toilet, what it's got to look up at every day. Oh my God. It's kind of like that. We could be on either side, depending on what we are spending our time appreciating, what we're putting our time in with what we want to love, what we want to put our energy to, and what we really want to react to in this life. And today, really, I don't think a challenge is looking at life as precious. I think the challenge is not appreciating it. That's the challenge. It's not a challenge to appreciate life. The challenge is, for us to get through when we're in a negative place. I don't think that doing anything positive is a challenge. I think learning to let go of the negative is the challenge that we face every day. My final thoughts are, anything can happen at any moment in life. And everything can change in a moment's notice in the most positive way. Anytime, all the time. And I think that's what's so great about this life is it really is a mystery. It is something that always shows us a whole new fresh set of paint every day, and sometimes it feels like the colors are all over the place, and a 2-year-old is just, I've always used this analogy, life to me is a 2-year-old painting. Some days it looks really good, and other days it's like, what in the heck is that? If you ever saw the movie The Ring, it's almost like, what the heck is that little painting with the ring and all that stuff? I don't know. So, but at the same time, that's why there's erasers. That's why there's white paint. Whites it out. That's why there's black paint. Black blacks it out. And it's interesting to see that I believe that the universe can truly find a way through negative and through positive to blank things out and start this whole painting over. And I think it's important for you to always realize that when the painting in our life looks all scattered and the colors look all crazy and it looks like, somebody had a heyday and just started throwing paint all over the place, that at any moment, you could just throw white paint over it all. And I think at those moments, too, try and appreciate the beauty for whatever that painting is. There's sometimes when I go to art galleries and I'm like, I don't know about that one, but I will appreciate the beauty in where I saw that person go. And I think that that's what's important. If we can find ways to appreciate the beauty in things that even to us might seem like it doesn't make sense or it's not in alignment with who we are, we need to realize the appreciation that's deeper than us appreciating the art or whatever it is we're appreciating. It's the fact that the ability for somebody to express themselves and express their beauty and their creativity is what's precious. And it's what we must hold on to the most that makes life special. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for being a part of High Vibe TV every day. I truly appreciate it. You can find us on Facebook, High Vibe TV. Thanks so much for all your support. Truly appreciate it, and I'll see you tomorrow.